Hey guys, why is this box smiling? Because it has an Anycubic D2 DLP printer inside. Yes, I have one. Yes, I've been playing with it. And no, I can't tell you much about it. I know, that's very irritating. But Anycubic have specifically requested that I don't reveal any information before the release date on the 2nd of September. But they didn't say I couldn't print with it, and they didn't say I couldn't show you those prints. Just a little over 12 months ago, I featured this ring in a video much like this one, where I sneakily revealed a print made on the Anycubic Photon Ultra, the world's first budget DLP printer. At that time, I claimed it was the most detailed print I'd ever seen, and it was, until the Phrozen Mini 8K came along. The ring was designed by the hugely talented artist and ZBrush instructor Tomas Wittlesbach, and he kindly allowed me to use this fabulous ring design in my videos. At the time, I printed the ring on the Ultra, and it did an amazing job. But the D2, of course, is bigger and better. And this was printed on the D2. It is incredible. I've known for a long time that there was detail on this ring that the Ultra couldn't reveal. But it seems the D2 can. Up close and personal, the ring begins to look a little staggered, more like a Minecraft creation. But that's DLPs for you, as I've said before. In a nutshell, when LCDs focus light onto a single pixel, it creates shadows and blurs around the edges. DLPs use projectors and micro mirrors to focus light, which is sharper without shadows and blurring. So in principle, DLPs should produce sharper detail than LCDs. Get the idea? So where LCDs are a little blurred thanks to focusing issues, DLPs are crisper and sharper, which when stupidly magnified to a level none of us could naturally see, does give the impression of strong build lines. Want a little more proof? I follow Pro3D Shop UK on Instagram, as Stuart is a buddy of mine and his company deals with all things 3D printing and also metal casting. Anyway, he posted this the other day. Can you see the voxel lines? Believe me, I'm not picking on Pro3D Shop here. I'm just pointing out that this was printed on an Asiga Max X35, which is a professional DLP printer. If you want to buy one, it will probably cost you 10 times more than the D2 is likely to cost, and that's impossible money for most amateurs. However, my point is, even this high-end professional DLP shows the crisp edges associated with DLP printing. So when we look at the sharpness of detail captured here on a home-grade printer, I can't help but be impressed. A while ago now, I compared the Ultra and the Mini 8K, and at that time I felt the depth was much more defined on the Ultra, and in my hand I felt this really packed a punch and won the day. But the Ultra is small and the Mini 8K is bigger, and over time my preferences changed a little, which I've not hidden from you guys. Let's just recap on the images from that video. Like I say, the Ultra is crisper when strongly magnified, which makes the pixel edges stand proud. The blurred pixel edges on the Mini 8K print makes it look smoother when magnified, but arguably this smoothness is just lost detail. In the hand, the difference is very difficult to see, though I still felt there was more depth to the Ultra. Now compare the Ultra print with one I've made on the D2. Yes, the pixelation is still there, that crispness of edges, but the pixelation is much smaller, much finer, much more detailed. For me, this creates a much crisper and more precise print when viewed normally in the hand. I know this sounds crazy, but for me it really does. And I guess industry as a whole agrees with me, as 5-figure DLP printers are pretty common. And if we quickly compare the Mini 8K print with the D2s, it still seems the Mini 8K is smoother. But that's kind of the whole point. It's smoother because it can't help but be smooth, as LCDs and LEDs are fuzzy on the pixels, whilst the DLP stays crisper because it can. And again, in the hand, this adds depth and reality to the print. Look at the forehead, which seems to be the point of focus in both images. One is smooth, one is pixelated. But which of these two best conveys the skin pores that are actually included on the STL file? For me, the D2 DLP is a clear winner. But this isn't meant to be a comparison video. It's not meant to be a review either. It's just a quick look at a print made on the Anycubic Photon D2 DLP printer. And I think it looks amazing. Watch out for my actual review in a few days, guys. In the meantime, take care and thanks for watching.